Hello YouTube, Ash here and welcome to another episode of Ash Talks. Today's video is kind of different because it's a ranking video. However, it's sort of a roundup of 2018. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be giving you my top 5 animated films, my top 5 comic book films and my top 5 biggest disappointments of the year. So before I get started, let me know your choices. Which were your favourite animated films, your comic book films, or even your biggest disappointments of the year? Hit them down below and let's talk about it. Now, without further ado, let's get into my top 5 animated movies for 2018. So coming in at number 5 is Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Now, I wasn't a big Teen Titans fan. I wasn't a big Teen Titans Go fan. So this film kind of surprised me. It was an entertaining film. It had some good music, some good humour, some lovely meta jokes, a great cameo by Stan Lee, R.I.P. Stan Lee. And although I didn't feel it was as good as many others said, I still enjoyed the film and thought, yeah, it was a quite good film. So yeah, that was my number 5. So number 4 is The Grinch. I didn't actually do a full review for The Grinch because I saw it kind of late and I didn't feel, it merited a full review. However, the cartoon was entertaining. It had some really good funny bits. I thought Benedict Cumberbatch, whatever his name, was great as the Grinch. Had some really good set pieces, some really funny lines, but it also at the same time it was a bit predictable at times. But, it was an entertaining Christmas movie. So, yeah, that's my number 4 pick. So coming in at number 3 is Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2. Now the top 3 are much higher ranked for me than the previous 2, so there's a big gap between the top 3 and 3rd and 4th and the rest. So yeah, this film I actually really liked. I thought it was really funny. I loved Wreck-It Ralph, the first one, and this was a continuation of that story. I love that Penelope and Ralph are still friends. And yes, the film does have a lot of product placements and all that. However, it's a film about the internet. It would be stupid if you don't see Google or Amazon or eBay. So yeah, I like the meta humor of all these things, and it has a surprisingly cool musical number which I wasn't expecting from a film like Wreck-It Ralph. So all in all, this was a great film, a great entertainment. I enjoyed it, and yeah, it definitely deserves to be number 3. So my runner-up is The Incredibles 2. This was a great film. We've been waiting so long for an Incredibles sequel, and it delivered. Although it wasn't probably as good as the first Incredibles film, it still had lots of entertainment, lots of fun. Jack really stole the scene with his transformation abilities, and I love that they switched it all around, putting more focus on Elastigirl than Mr. Incredible. And overall, it was it was entertainment, it was, exciting at times. So definitely a really good film. Probably the weakest part of the film was the villain, who wasn't really menacing enough, and although it's probably not one of Pixar's best, it was still an entertainment adventure with lots of exciting, some great humour, and definitely worth the wait. So my number 1 animated movie for 2018 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This film just came out recently and it blew me away. It's so exciting. The animation style, as I mentioned in my full review, is not for everyone, and it took me a while to get used to it, and I still don't like it as much as everyone else. However, the film has everything else. It has a great story, has great action, and being an animated movie, they could really go crazy with the action, and I don't think anyone would have believed that Sony Animation would make a great Spider-Man film. Not just great, a really fantastic entertainment, beautifully crafted film. Yes, this film was just great, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out because it's still in the cinema. Definitely. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is my top animated film for 2018. Now 2018 gave us some really good comic book movies, and as a comic book fan, it's great that in this day and age we always get a load of comic book films. I know some people have said, people are getting fed up with them, but if you look at the box office, no, people are not getting fed up of comic book movies. So here's my top 5 comic book movies of 2018. So coming in at number 5 is Black Panther. Now I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion because everyone's probably going to put this at the top of their chart. However, for me, It was okay. That's why it's in my top 5. You know, I thought it was entertaining, it was fun, and maybe I'm missing something, but I still don't believe that it's as good as everyone makes it out to be. I definitely don't think it should be nominated for Best Picture. It has some good humour, has some good set pieces, some great action, and I will give it this, that casino fight scene, how it's shot, is probably one of the best shot action scenes in any comic book film of the year. However, the rest of the film, you know, it was okay. I didn't really feel it. Coming in at number 4 is Deadpool 2. Now, this was sort of a disappointment, not disappointment enough to be on my disappointing chart, which is coming up later. However, being a Deadpool fan, I'm a big Deadpool fan, I wanted it to be a really, really good film, and what I got was something that, you know, I still prefer the first film over this. Yes, it had some good moments, it had some really funny moments. However, yeah, I still preferred the first film. I felt they went too big, you know, it should have been more self-contained. And although Ryan Reynolds gives an excellent performance, and it had a really fantastic soundtrack, one of the best of the year, with even Celine Dion's Ashes being a standout hit, which should have been nominated for the Oscar, I do believe that. Yeah, the film just let me down a bit. However, it still had lots of entertainment, lots of funny bits, great after credits, so definitely deserving to be my 4th best comic book film of the year. Coming in at number 3 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, I've just talked about this in my animated films. The film is great, and yeah, as I said, not just a great animated film, a great superhero film, so definitely deserving to be in this list as well. I love how they connect all the different Spider-Men, you know, I like how they introduce them all, and they all have their time to shine. As I said in my full review, Spider-Ham and Spider-Noir steal the show as the comic reliefs. So yeah, this film is great, and it definitely deserves to be in my comic book top 5 along with my animated top 5. So yeah, go watch this film. So coming in at number 2 is Aquaman, another film which is currently showing. This film really surprised me. I wasn't really expecting it to be so good and so fun. That was the main thing about this film. It knew it was going to be fun, and it ran with that. You know, it has some really entertainment moments, some really great action set pieces, and it's just a mixture of so many different styles of film. You know, you got your Star Wars, Indiana Jones, you know, Raiders of the Lost Ark, all this in one, because it's just a great, fun film. Jason Momoa gave a performance which was so charismatic and so cool, you know, you just want to go and hit the gym to be like him, because, yeah, you want to be Jason Momoa. This film had everything I want from a comic book film. I want great entertainment, I want great action set pieces, and I want it to be fun and have some good humour. And Aquaman gave me everything I could have wanted. So yeah, as I said, definitely a big surprise of the year, and yeah, that's why Aquaman is my number 2 comic book film of the year. So yeah, coming in at number 1 is Avengers Infinity War. How could it not be? This was the biggest comic book film of the year, and probably of all time until Endgame comes out. It had so many cool team-ups. You had Guardians with Iron Man, you had Captain America with Black Panther. All these sort of like characters that we've loved over 10 years in one big film. It was emotional, as we know the ending. By now you know the ending. It was exciting because all the great fights. It had some humor, the great humor, and it had some really, really epic moments. You know, Thor arriving in Earth, that was without doubt one of the best moments in cinema of this year. Not to mention it gave us one of the most surprising endings and shocking endings of all time, which I've never experienced in the cinema before, where every single audience member was like, they literally did not know what was going on, you know, was that the end of the film, not what was going on, like how did they do that? So yeah, this film is a fantastic film, and definitely the best comic book movie of 2018. So now I'm going to be talking about my top 5 disappointing films of the year. Now please note, these are not bad films as such. You know, it's not 50 Shades of Freed or Show Dogs or Robin Hood. These are just films that I was expecting much more, and they totally disappointed me. And I'm going to be giving reasons why they disappointed me. So let's get into it. So starting off at number 5 was Solo. Honestly, I was already not really hyped for Solo, but I did include it in my films to watch for 2018 because it's Star Wars after all, and I didn't really feel they could do Star Wars wrong. However, they kinda did. I left the cinema and I was like, okay, there wasn't really any moments in this film that made me say, oh, that was fantastic. You know, it was just an okay film, and a Star Wars film should not be okay. A Star Wars film should be great. All in all, this film should never have been made. No one really asked for a Han Solo movie. Han Solo was always Harrison Ford. No one could ever expect anyone to play it like Harrison Ford. So yeah, it was a real disappointment for me. Coming in at number 4 is the Happy Time Murders. Now, I wasn't really expecting that much out of this film. However, the trailers hinted it's going to be a crude comedy, and what I got was okay. Like most of the films on this top 5, it was just okay. The biggest crime that this film had was the best jokes were shown in the trailer. All the sex scenes were in this trailer. Not that you actually want to watch puppets have sex. However, if it was hinting that it's going to be crude and there's going to be lots of this humour, you know, don't spoil it all in the trailers. The film really wasn't that funny. What we got was a murder mystery. That was actually the best part of it, the murder mystery investigation. But besides that, as I said, as a comedy, wasn't really that funny. As a thriller, wasn't really that thrilling. So yeah, it was just an okay film. And kind of a disappointment. So number 3, we have Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Now, this is a mixed bag, as I know lots of people love it. Some people even compare it to The Emperor Strikes Back of the wizarding world. However, for me, it was just a snore fest. It was boring, nothing really happened. I was expecting much more, and what I got was just lots of talking and a simple plot, a hunt for someone who's hunting someone else, and lots of different characters, lots of subplots, which you really don't know what's going on. The payoff might be in the next film, or the next film, or the next film, and just a complicated mess, which I really didn't find entertaining. As I said, I found it like a snore fest, just boring, and I was thinking, please, something happened. Okay, you had the big scene at the end, which was quite shocking for lots of Potter fans, and you know, the direction that they had with certain characters, but for me it didn't justify a 2-hour film. You know, I want something that's going to be more entertainment. I thought there was going to be more stuff. Grindelwald as a villain is okay, sort of like a Hitler villain, but yeah, kind of boring. Coming in at number 2 is The Predator. Not to be mistaken with Predators or Predator, it's The Predator. Now this film, I kind of like the Predator character, not in the Alien vs Predator films, but in the old films. I even enjoy Predator 2, which I thought is quite an entertainment flick. I know, controversial thing. So I was kind of looking forward to a modernized version of The Predator. What I got was a comedy. You know, they turned The Predator into a comedy. Why? It was so much humor, not enough action, really badly edited. The end scene, the last third, you have no idea what's going on. It's shot in the dark, characters die, you don't even know that they've died. Oh, it was a really mess. And the worst thing is, they actually turned it into a comedy. I keep saying that because The Predator is not a comedy. Okay, it has some funny moments, the original. However, it's not a comedy, and this was a comedy. Not to mention the ending, which was one of the worst endings I've ever seen. First of all, you can feel that it wasn't even attached to the film. And if you're gonna film a new ending, at least make it good. Not this ending, which was a really, like, what the, you know, ending. Oh, it's so bad. Really bad. Everything about that ending. Oh. So yeah, that was my runner-up most disappointing film of the year. So at number 1 we have Skyscraper. You're gonna say, Skyscraper was an entertainment action film. Yes, it was, sort of. It was kind of boring. It wasn't what I expected. It was in my top 10 films I want to see because I was expecting a really good Die Hard movie. Now, I knew it was going to be a copy of Die Hard. However, I thought at least they would try to make it good. You know, The Rock is a charismatic actor. In this film, no charisma. no nothing. You hardly even root for him. The set pieces are crap, you know, the whole story is crap. I was so excited for a really hard-edged action movie like Die Hard. What I got was... One thing they really messed up in this film, they should have made it fun. They should have made it campy. They should have made it, you know it's ridiculous, but just have fun with it like the old films like Con Air. You know this is stupid, but we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna have fun with it. No, they tried to play it serious, and yeah, what they got was a boring film, which lots of people didn't really enjoy. So yeah, it's without doubt my most disappointing film of 2018. So that's it, we've reached the end of this video. Those were my top 5 animated comic book and disappointments for 2018. What did you think of my chart? Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, and let's talk about it. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. I've been Ash. If you did like it, maybe hit that like button and give the video a share. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you've seen, maybe hit that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, and all that stuff. So yeah, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you all next time with my best of 2018 video. So stay tuned.